Our first story has been updated by OP recently, so let's read the original story first. Some background. My wife and I worked and lived in a somewhat larger city where my daughter was born. My wife got a job opportunity in one of her employer's field offices, and it was too good to pass up. We moved to the boonies when my daughter, Amy, was a preteen, and we have been here ever since. The people are nice, but we were quickly labeled as city folk, and so we never really integrated very well. Amy came back the summer between her freshman and sophomore year. She got a summer job, which is where she met her fiance, Dan. We have had him over to the house countless times since then, and he is polite, respectful, and he seems to truly love my daughter. He is a local, and his family have been locals for generations. We rarely met up with his parents, but they also seemed nice when we did. They dated long distance all through her college years. This past summer, they got engaged. His parents decided to throw an engagement party last weekend at their house. We had never been there, and I was excited to see the home where he grew up and meet his extended family. The party was fine. We did our best to fit in, but like I mentioned, we were from the city and they poked fun a little bit. His dad gave a speech, and while it wasn't overtly racist, he mentioned how he was happy that his son found a nice white girl and looking forward to white grandbabies. As the night progressed, they started to share a bit of family history so that we would know the proud lineage our family would now be a part of. Without going into too much detail, they are descended from members of a hate group. We decided to be polite and not say anything, but we didn't stay much longer. I let this stew for a few days until Amy returned home. She tells me that she was not aware of his family history, but it doesn't change her mind. I don't want her marrying into this family, and I told her so. She says Dan doesn't wholly believe what his parents do, but I'm not convinced. You can't be raised to believe you are of a superior race and not have it become internalized to some degree. She assures me that they have a lifetime for her to point out all the ways his parents are wrong. But I am worried that if they never leave his hometown, there will be too much pushback from his family. I told her that I am going to be firm on this, that I don't want her marrying into that family. She called me an a-hole and has been ignoring me ever since. I feel horrible, but this isn't what I had hoped for her. So, is she right? Am I being an a-hole? Now, let's read the update. Some asked that I update when I could. A lot has happened the past few weeks, so I thought I would share. Not long after I posted, Amy came to me to apologize. I was surprised because based on the responses I was getting, I was preparing to apologize to her. She said she lashed out because she was trying to reconcile her relationship as she knew it with the new information about who he was. I asked her if she really had no idea, and she said that, looking back, there were warning signs but nothing that would lead her to believe that he was overtly racist. I guess being long distance and liking him so much allowed her to remain mostly ignorant. She wanted to know what she should do. I told her that I was going to talk to Dan and try to get a beat on who he is apart from his parents. She seemed to think that was a good idea. A lot of people said that I was being unfair labeling him a racist before, but now that we have spoken, I can tell you for certain that he is a racist. A lot of you are trying to figure out what Amy meant by him not being wholly racist, and I think I can answer that now. He told me that he doesn't harbor any hatred for anyone, but he believes the white race will go extinct eventually, and he is proud of who he is and of his race, and he doesn't want that to happen, which I guess also explains his father's comment about white grandbabies. I told him that his heritage is nothing to be proud of, and that his beliefs will have no place in our family or in my household. He said that Amy seemed to understand him and that I might not have a choice of whether or not his beliefs will be a part of my family. I said that he was right. If Amy wants to move forward with the wedding, then there is nothing I can do to stop her. He sneered and told me that he supposed we had nothing more to discuss and that was the end of it. I told Amy what me and him discussed and she decided to call it all off. She broke up with him and he has not taken too kindly to it. He has been to the house a lot, so we decided to get her an apartment back in the city. Her work is going to start phasing back into the office anyway, so the timing works out. His parents called us and came to speak with us a few times. At first, they were just trying to figure out what was going on, but it quickly turned into them berating us. I got some Reddit flack for not standing up to them initially, so this time I made sure they knew where I stood. Now the top comments. Well, this is horrifying, but also a huge relief. Amy found out now, she sought out counsel from someone she trusted, and Dan showed his butt and made her decision really easy. Good for you for keeping the lines of communication open in your family so that Amy knew she could come to you for support and advice. OP, if they decide to become more confrontational, I suggest getting a Ring doorbell and camera just in case things escalate. If they are small-minded country folk, they may try to push you around through their connections, so better be prepared of more harassment and find a good advocate or lawyer that can help you. We are having cameras installed this week, so we are a bit ahead of you there. It hasn't been too bad so far. Just Dan crying on our front lawn and his parents going on about how we are in the wrong. I am hoping that is as far as it goes, but I am prepared in case it gets worse. Second story. Am I the a-hole for embarrassing a friend from college after they tried to call me out on Facebook? I, 25-year-old male, updated my status yesterday with "Savannah has been extra swampy lately." A few hours after I posted, a friend I went to college with commented, "Really? This is really immature. Stop openly bullying people like this. If you are having issues with the hygiene of someone, talk to them in private, or better yet, mind your own business." I replied, "I live in Savannah, Georgia, which is a literal swamp. This is a good example of why people should think before they post or comment." An hour later, I get a call from her telling me I was rude and my comment was mean, as she felt it was meant to embarrass her. She said I should have replied to her comment in private. I told her that she was the one who commented publicly on my status and that if she didn't want to be called out, she shouldn't have made such a ridiculous comment. She said I needed to delete my whole post. I told her no. She can delete her own comment if she wants, but I wouldn't be deleting the post or my comment. Am I the a-hole? Edit, just realized I mistyped. My Facebook post said, "Savannah has been smelling extra swampy lately." To add, the friend who commented is not named Savannah. I'm assuming she assumed I was talking about a coworker or someone I know and met since after graduating. Now the top comments. Not the a-hole. Public callouts are also meant to embarrass and shame people, which she fully intended to do, regardless of her hypothetical good intentions. She made herself look like an idiot without any help from you. Not the a-hole. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. It's fine if she tries to embarrass you publicly, but you have to do it privately. By the way, you didn't embarrass her. She embarrassed herself by trying to act like some social justice warrior without even knowing what you were talking about. Third story. Am I the a-hole for not letting a mother and her small child stand in front of me in Magic Kingdom? So I, 31-year-old female, am on vacation in Disney World for the 50th anniversary celebration. I, a childless millennial, by choice, the hated group of many mothers in Magic Kingdom, took my spot in front, right behind the tape for the cavalcade, or mini parade. As the cavalcade was about to pass, cast members directed people who were on the wrong side of the path and told everyone to cross my side and stand behind the tape. Among the people to cross were 3 adults and 1 child in a stroller, maybe 4 years old, and the child's grandparents. The mother forced herself in front of me and the entire stroller was over the line. It took about 30 seconds for a cast member to tell her she had to move behind the tape. She then turned around and told me I had to back up so she could fit. I told her no. She could find another place to stand, as not only was I here first, but she was on the wrong side entirely. She of course then went into her rant about how her son wouldn't be able to see and I didn't need to be up front. For the record, I am barely 5 feet. So yeah, if I moved, I wouldn't be able to see either. I told her it was not my responsibility to make sure her kid could see, and I was keeping my spot. She tried to get the cast member involved, and he told her she had to move and get behind the line somewhere else. Admittedly, her child definitely couldn't see much where she moved to, but he was also obviously uninterested. The mother then climbed up in a bench so she could see and to take pictures. Clearly, she was the one who wanted to be able to watch. Here is where I might be the a-hole. After the cavalcade, I was walking into Frontierland. Her family were behind me making rude comments about how I was entitled and a scumbag, blah blah blah, etc. etc. She then loudly stormed past me and said to her child in a loud voice, "Sorry you couldn't see the parade. Some people don't care about children." I mean, she is right there, but I just as loudly responded, "Yeah, sucks to be you, should've gotten there earlier." I had a great view, got some nice pictures. So, am I the a-hole? I definitely didn't need to make the comment I did, and I do feel bad for the kid, mostly because he has that for a mother. but I also feel like I shouldn't be inconvenienced by her not initially following directions. Edit. There seems to be some confusion. Had the mother taken her child out of the stroller and wanted him to stand in front of me, I would have done so without hesitation. She wanted me to move so her and the stroller could be in front of me, causing me and the other people behind me to move significantly further back. Another edit. We were on a slant, so at one point, the stroller started to roll away from her a few inches because she was on the bench taking pictures. Cast member grabbed it right before she did, and then she held it with her foot. Now the top comments. Not the a-hole. I am so sick of entitled people at theme parks. If you want a better view, get there earlier. If that woman wants her child to see all the shiny things, she needs to manage their time better. Happiest place on earth, my butt. Most families are overheated, entitled, and yelling at each other. Good for you for standing your ground. Would it have been nice for you to make room for the child? Yes. Did you have to? No. The mother then proceeded to be rude to you, not just before the thing, but afterward. Did you have to comment? No. Was your comment rude? Yes. Do any of these things make you an a-hole? No. Not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. As a parent, someone else's failure to secure a good view for their child is not your responsibility to fix. Let's be honest, not all people are good parents, and it shows. Kid probably got more traumatized by her telling him people don't care about him. Last story. Am I the a-hole for not sharing the role of mom and Mother's Day with my kid's stepmom? I have two kids, an 11-year-old girl and a 9-year-old boy. Ex and I were young parents and broke up the day our son was born. He married his wife Kate when our kids were 4 and 2 years old. It's been a wild ride. When Ex first married Kate, he filed to change our custody plan to 50-50, which wasn't possible before, because he worked as a truck driver and was away a lot. He wanted the kids at his house with Kate, even if he wasn't going to be there. The judge rejected it, and the custody remained in place for another 2 years until he left that job so he could have more time with the kids. Then custody went to 50-50. Ex and Kate have always referred to her as Mom Kate. The kids call her Kate. When custody went to 50-50, Ex asked me to split Mother's Day with them so the kids could celebrate with both moms equally. I said no. I got Mother's Day just like he got Father's Day. It caused some tension, but I had the court order to back me up. There has been some tension and drama over how the kids refer to Kate, their relationship with her versus their relationship with me, and how I have never accepted shared mom role with Kate. The truth is, I have always felt like she is secondary to me and my ex. Still an active part of their lives, still has her opinions and requests, but that Ex and I are the ones who should be dealing with the nitty-gritty stuff. I found out 6 weeks ago that Ex has asked the kids twice to ask me to let them go to his house for half of Mother's Day. It came up when my son told me Dad asked them to tell me we needed to talk about Kate being their mom. He asked me what I wanted them to tell their dad. I said nothing. I would talk to Dad. They didn't need to. He then told me he was surprised they said anything since they obviously never asked to go to their house for Mother's Day, and how he always waited for them to say they hadn't done it either time. I told him not to drag our kids into it. He told me I was being unfair, that Kate had been around long enough to be seen as their mom too, especially as the mother to their other siblings, and how I need to start treating her as such. It got worse when 2 weeks ago my daughter was sick and she had the school call me instead of Kate. It was Ex's parenting time and Kate should have been the first call technically, but my daughter asked the school nurse to call me. When I called Ex after taking my daughter home, things blew up because he was pissed my daughter asked that I be called, and also pissed when our daughter didn't want to go with Kate when she arrived to pick her up. They are saying I have poisoned the kids against Kate by not encouraging them to love and treat her the same as me, and because I have refused to give up the role of sole mom and share the role with the other woman who is also their mother. It has become a very tense dispute because I don't see what I have done as wrong. But I guess what they are saying bothers me enough to wonder. Am I the a-hole? Now the top comments. Not the a-hole. You're not sharing the role of mom. You are their mom. She is their stepmom. She doesn't have the same parenting rights, same relationship, same anything as you. And she shouldn't. It sounds like your ex wants to replace you with her. It doesn't work like that. He needs to get over it. And if Kate has biological children, she should understand how fair their treatment of you is. Not the a-hole. Your ex-husband is trying to force something that is causing the opposite effect. He's going to end up making your kids resent Kate if they don't already. I don't know if Kate is pushing to have a more motherly role in their lives, but it's not her place if she is. My guess is she wants children of her own and your ex doesn't want any more, so he's using your kids to try to satisfy Kate's maternal desire. Ex and Kate have 3 children together, but from the interactions we've had, I do feel like she wants to be mom to mine and ex's kids as well. Not the a-hole whatsoever. Your ex and his wife are doing a great job poisoning them against her by forcing it. If you had a new male partner, I doubt that he would be fine being replaced as dad.